So you're ready to go to Japan, but you have no idea where to start in planning your itinerary for 14 days. Well, here we're going to talk about how to break down the things you need to think about when you're initially starting to plan your itinerary. Now, you can absolutely plan your own journey to Japan, but there is a lot of information out there, and I'm here to help you sift through it so you can kind of think how you want to plan out this trip and have a starting points to start filtering out the information. First thing you want to think of is, with 14 days, what are the most important things that you want to see in Japan? Are those cities? Are those small towns? What type of experiences are you thinking of having? You're gonna have to make a list of things, and this is where, if you're not sure of everything that's available, that's okay. But start generating the list of things that you are 100%, this has to be done. I can't come home from Japan without experiencing this list. Once you have that list together, now you can start researching where these things are, how possible it is, how much time you're going to need to do them effectively, and then maybe some secondary things that would be nice to do while you're visiting that specific area of Japan. Number two, you need to think about what time of year you are going there. Japan, just like any other culture or country, has festivals, has peak seasons, has low seasons, and has times of year that you probably don't want to visit due to weather and other factors. Some of those specific to Japan, July and August are incredibly hot and humid. So unless you like that, you probably want to avoid those time frames. Golden Week, usually the end of April, beginning of May, is the vacation time for all of Japan. Prices skyrocket, and availability of accommodations and tours and transfers is incredibly difficult. Everything will be super crowded, so you probably want to avoid that time as well. The other two peak seasons are Sakura season, or cherry blossom season in the spring, and then autumn, when all of the leaves turn. Winter time is probably the lowest season of all and can be a great time to explore. But if you know that you've been dreaming about seeing the sakura, or you really want to see the autumn leaves, that's fine. Those aren't super peak, but just expect that there are going to be more crowds, there are going to be higher costs associated with that, and be prepared for those factors. Next thing in all of this is you need to determine your budget. You need to determine how much you have to spend, and then where you're going to allocate your money. So accommodation is a big one. It's likely going to take up the vast majority of your budget, followed closely behind by your transportation. That includes your airfare, your trains, and buses when you're getting around Japan. So you need to budget a lot for those two components of your trip, and I would start by looking at, again, some different accommodation options in the locations you're looking to stay. And I would also look at trying to base yourself somewhere and then doing side trips. Most hotels and accommodations will give you a better price for more nights. If you're just doing one night here, one night there, they tend to be a higher per night rate. So keep that in mind when you are booking. Airfare, you want to be careful about when you are planning to purchase your airfare. It is international. You can start looking as early as 6 months ahead. You want to have an idea in mind of kind of that price that you're looking for the class of travel that you're trying to go. If your dates are flexible, oftentimes you can start with your airfare and then book your accommodation to support the time frame of the airfare that you got. But you can't always do that, right? Sometimes we need to request off for vacation from work, so we need to get those dates on the calendar. I will tell you, traveling midweek is always going to be cheaper than traveling on a weekend, especially from the US. Now, other parts of the world may be a little bit different, but specifically, it's always going to be cheaper to travel midweek than versus on the weekend. Also, which airport to fly into. Flying into Tokyo is going to be most likely your least expensive option, and you also have 2 airports there to choose from. It's better for you to fly into Haneda because it's closer to the city, but Narita probably has more flights coming in and out. So search both of them, find your best rates, and go from there. Another factor you're going to want to consider is your pace of travel. Are you the type that likes to run and pack your days full, seeing as much as possible? Or do you like to go a little bit more leisurely, experiencing things a little bit more deeply, and taking your time really immersing yourself in the destination? It's up to you, but you need to make that decision because that is going to determine how much you're realistically going to be able to see, so that when you come home, you can sit there and say, wow, that was an incredible experience. Whatever that incredible experience means to you is going to be different. Maybe an incredible experience to you is having a whole list of things that you wanted to see and knocking them all off your list. Maybe an incredible experience to you is fully immersing yourself in experiences, interacting with the locals, taking a little slower pace, and feeling like you really got a sense of what it's like to be in Japan. So you have to determine what type of experience you are searching and seeking, and just put yourself at the end of the trip, close your eyes and think, what do I want to feel when I get home? Finally, as you can imagine, there is no right answer when you are planning a trip to Japan. It's very individual. Everybody has their own unique things that they're interested in. Maybe you're interested in the historic Japan, the temples, the shrines, the culture. Maybe you're interested in anime and manga, and you want to immerse yourself into modern Japan and all of the fun and crazy, unique things that offers. Those are going to be very different experiences. Or maybe you're even the person that wants to experience nature. Japan has some beautiful natural beauty that you can experience and explore, and will give you a completely different experience than somebody who's going to Tokyo or Osaka and hitting the pavement in the metropolis. Ultimately, how you want to spend your time in Japan should be about you. And that's what we do here at the Traveling Cheesehead. So if you want some guidance and assistance in planning your perfect experience in Japan, make sure you click on the comment section below and schedule a call. It's completely free. Just let's talk it out. Let's figure out how we can get you over there and experiencing things that you want to experience in the way that you want to experience them. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, travel safe. Where are we going next? Let's go.